Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this edition of Unpopular Review. While you're at it, why don't you give us a follow on these beautiful social media platforms known as Facebook and Twitter at Unpopular Review. But there's another one. Give us a follow on Instagram. We got funny pictures, we got updates, and we have things where we tell you everything that's going on. So why don't you give us a follow on Instagram at unpopular.review. And now, back to the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We have another great show, another great episode, hopefully full of laughs and enjoyment and entertainment. But we have some guests, and I'm going to bring them in tonight. We're going to start with the person who picked this movie, See the Superior. Look at her with her Santa hat on, or her Mrs. Santa. I don't know. What is it, Mrs. Santa or Santa? Whose hat?
We're equal opportunity here, women empowerment. So I'm just going to say Santa, sans, gender, okay. Claus. I just call myself Claus.
Her unisex hat.
Correct.
All right. Here we have the host that everybody loves, unlike in this movie with the same character name, Booster. Here we are. Booster, sir, how are you doing tonight?
Oh.
Booster is not verbal.
He's still in the box. You gotta take him out. Hold on.
Booster.
There we go, Booster. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy.
Booster's a little shy. We don't know why.
Hilarious.
Oh. Well, that was Booster's final thought on this film. Let's bring in another host. Well, where is he? Oh, he's down here. He's hiding. He's the man in black, the executive consultant. Here we go, sir. How are you doing?
It's interesting because last week I had to wait like 5 minutes because Vic was about to go into his whole spiel about the movie, and today he's speechless. He's got nothing to say. So, Vic, congratulations, you've grown.
I wanted to make sure I didn't do that today.
We appreciate that here.
Hey, I wanted to make sure that I didn't get into that. But let me just tell you, because the thing about this,
Booster. I'm glad you got your coffee from the bodega, but hold on one second. Can we introduce our fifth co-host? Our fifth co-host tonight. Now, you know him as Bad Guy Jack. I know him as the man who puts up the polls of questions that don't make sense. It's Bad Guy Jack. How are you doing, sir?
I'm so glad to be here. And that was a hell of an introduction, James. You did really great. Really good stuff. Nailed it on the head.
Will not get you any grace with me, but I appreciate you.
I have no grace, but nice to meet you. Nice to see you, kid.
The only other one in the Christmas spirit. Thank you. We appreciate all of the Christmas joy you're bringing to the episode with your sweater.
I just want to let everybody know I refuse to wear anything. I'm wearing black because I'm in mourning, right? I'm in mourning for what used to be a good movie show. Now we're doing Jingle All the Way in Christmas. It's a terrible day for me. It's a terrible day for Unpopular Review. That's not spoiler. That's not spoiler. I'm gonna call it straight down the middle.
All right.
Let's go into the synopsis, but before we do that, let me just throw it back at Chrissy. I'll remind her that the Grinch himself dressed up as Santa, and he was stealing toys. And after this episode, I'm sure Chrissy will tell us what we did wrong. But let me jump in the synopsis of Jingle All the Way, and then we're gonna go into who picked this movie and why that is. And that is, of course, Chrissy, See the Superior. When a workaholic father forgets his family one too many times, he realizes he can't let them down anymore. Only problem is he forgot to pick up his son's one and only Christmas gift, Mr. Turbo. But can he find the hottest toy of the season and make it home in time for the annual Christmas parade without anyone being the wiser? Chrissy, why did you pick this alleged holiday classic, Jingle All the Way?
Because there is no alleged involved. This is a holiday classic.
Wow.
When you think of Christmas, at least in my home, I think of Jingle All the Way. I grew up on this movie. I think it's just a good holiday family fun movie. And of course, I had to think of the kids. I had to think of the families. This is what I do when I think of our specials, our holiday specials. I said, I know you guys are going to pick some craziness, like, what was in the opening. So I said, let me bring in some real Christmas movies, real Christmas fun. That's why I picked Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that you think of the families when we do these holiday films, because in our other reviews you said that you highlighted testicles and testes, and so I'm glad that you couched that
Well,
in
I
holiday
did that
films.
to fit in with the crowd, because if we're pointing out camel toes, we should also point out testy toes.
I don't remember that term being used in this family friendly show, people.
Yeah, okay.
But we're gonna jump into our first segment, which is best of, worst of. We might have double of double, but Chrissy, we're gonna let you go first.
Okay, so my best of in this movie, let's see, best of. Okay, so pretty much every Sinbad scene, he stole the show for me. I thought he was hilarious. All of his scenes were super funny. Still to this day, great actor, a great comedian. But probably my favorite scene, well, two, if I narrow down, was the Santa fight scene. Even though Sinbad was not in that scene, it was still a good scene. It was just funny. It was everything you were looking for with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He got his fight scene. That was great. And just to bring it back to Sinbad.
Go on. I'm sorry.
What?
No, I was about to highlight a comment, but we'll wait on the comments for right now. I just want you to continue going.
And I just saw it. So
I promise you, we're not drinking just yet. That episode is coming, but the craziness in every episode. But Chrissy, please continue.
My most favorite scene in this movie was the bomb scare scene when Sinbad was by the elevators and he's threatening them or the police officers with the bomb. Hilarious, super funny. I laughed still, even though I already know what was going to happen. Still funny. So as far as my least favorite scene is probably the end where Arnold Schwarzenegger's character dresses up as Turbo Man. The fight scenes and all that were cute. I like that. But the very end where he puts his son down. Hello, Christopher. You guys are too much.
I'm so glad to see Christopher is being such a loyal viewer. So shout out to him. And what's up, Vic Rod? How you doing?
Yeah, we got a new viewer this evening. Vic Rod, nice. Thanks for joining us. So the scene where he puts his son down and his son has no recollection of this man. It's like he just doesn't know who this is. It's clearly his father.
You said this is the worst of, right?
This is my worst stuff.
Okay.
Yes. And even the wife. This is his wife, and she's acting like she had no idea who he was until he revealed himself as her husband. So that part was a little too unbelievable for me. But it's a family kids movie, so you gotta suspend your belief a little bit. But yeah, worst scene.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Best of, worst of. All right, bad guy.
I'll take over from here. So I have two scenes in my head that I could think of for best of. One of the scenes I really liked from I see everyone. Chris, are you laughing? What's so funny? I didn't even get nothing.
I was laughing. I don't know if you heard James, but he was like, "Is anybody want to take it?" All right, bad guy Jack. But you volunteered, right? When he was
no, he did. No,
yeah,
he was shaking his head. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I was saying, the scene where something about the what was it with a ball, right? I guess if you get the winning ball, you get Turbo Man, because that's all he was trying to do for his son, get Turbo Man. I thought that was a fun scene. I thought that was really fun. I remember that as a kid, and I thought that was really good. But my real favorite scene of this whole entire movie, Chrissy said it best, that Sinbad actually stole the show in this whole movie. But my favorite scene is when he's dressed as the villain. Booster taps him and said, "This is not how we rehearsed it." He gives him the uppercut of the gods. He just uppercuts Booster, and all the kids start jumping Booster. I don't know why, but that was actually one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. I remember laughing at that as a kid, even as an adult, as I was sitting there saying, what are my favorite scenes in this whole movie? And I started chuckling as I was at work, and I had to calm down because I didn't want people to think I was a nut. So I thought that was actually one of my favorite scenes in the whole entire movie. Worst scenes, I would say, like you said, the end, but I would go to the very, very end because they had an after credit, and all is well. No, actually, I have two. So at the very, very end, they have an after credit scene, and his wife says, "Howard, what did you get me as a gift?" I didn't like that scene because I thought this movie was really good. Obviously, I'm spoiling it. Thumbs up on my end, but I I didn't like that because this movie didn't need a sequel. So pretty much they were teasing like, oh, there might be a sequel. I didn't like that. But
Ooh, watch
anything
it,
with
Vic.
anything with
Can you go into that? What was the teaser? Because I wasn't aware of that.
what at
I
the
can
end, the
tell
very
it.
very end.
Yeah.
So at the very end, all is well with the family. He puts the star on the tree, and he's in good graces with his son and wife. And then his wife said, "I'm glad that you got son something, but did you get me anything?" And then he does that stare like he did in the beginning of the thing, where the camera zooms in, pans on his face, and he's just utterly confused and did not get his wife nothing. I just didn't like that scene. As I got older, certain movies didn't need a sequel, and I just thought that now looking back at that, I was like, nah, this wasn't. But one scene, and I couldn't really pick one, but anything with Ted. Ted was just a scumbag. He was always trying to hit on a married man's wife. I mean, a married man's wife. He was always trying to make a move on her. He was doing all these, he was just doing touching people's cookies. Yeah, I did not like Ted at all. So anything with Ted, he just seemed like that kind of guy who would just DM you and you just knew he was a creep. So I didn't like anything with Ted.
Now, just to clarify, you said that you didn't like the coda of this movie because it didn't need a sequel, not because the wife does nothing and still asks for a gift. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Who wants to go next as far as giving?
She's practically a single mother in that house. She does everything.
Mm-hmm.
Poor woman.
There's a reason why women didn't get to vote until only 100 years ago. Vic or Chris, would you like to go next with best of, worst of?
It's fine. Vic looks a little preoccupied, so I'll go next. So
he's still watching
it. He's still watching it. So my best of scene, James, what are you doing? My best of scene is very simple. Actually, Bad Guy Jack over here mentioned it at the end. I don't know if it was in credit scene. I actually watched this on TNT app, and they put it before the credits. So I don't know if it was after credit, but I really liked it because the exact words were, "You went through all this trouble to get this toy for our son. I'm curious, what did you get me?" And then he had that shot, and I was thinking, wow, leave it to a woman to say, after all that crap you saw this man go through, flying through the air with a jetpack, which was unbelievable. Okay, I want to put it makes zero sense, but anyway, he flying through the air with a jetpack, and not only looking like he was about to fall, which they did like 4 times, looking like he was about to fall, then taking our little 6-year-old brat of a son up in the air so he could fall again. Now you want to know what I got you, woman? Get the hell out of my face. I just thought it was true to life. The only thing that was true to life, because reindeers don't just get put as a pet and allowed to get pet and go in the houses and stuff like that. So I wasn't a big fan. I was a big fan of that scene. I really liked that scene because it was true to form. It was the truest thing of that movie. That was one. Another scene that I really did like, because I did like another scene, believe it or not, was going again against Bad Guy Jack, because I was a fan of Phil Hartman's character, Ted. I thought Ted was very entertaining. I thought he was one of the most entertaining people in this movie. I especially like the scene when they were watching, I don't know, it was basketball, I assume. They were at a gym, and he's there with Wifey Pooh, who we'll recast later. But he was with Wifey Pooh, and while he was talking to Wifey Pooh, other Wifey Poohs, who we'll recast later, was like throwing little hints like, hey, you have a big and all this other stuff. And he was making these funny faces. Loved it. Thought it was good. So that's so that's what I think. I like those 2 scenes. Now let's go for worst scenes.
Oh boy!
All right, here's a worst scene. Right, let's take a deep breath. There was a reindeer. Right, there was a reindeer. I want to know what kind of suburban area is having these daggone children pet this reindeer who already look like they wanted to bite somebody's hand. I want to know who's letting a reindeer go around in their house.
This is a land of privilege in the 90s.
I want to know what man's calling his home and finding another man that is trying to sleep with your wife, eating the wife's cookies, and you haven't hung up that phone and been there before she hangs up the phone. That's another scene. Wasn't a fan of. I was not a fan of him getting juked by a whole bunch of Santa Clauses. Like, are you an idiot? You get in their car, you get in their vehicle. There was clearly a drug operation. And you weren't smart enough to realize that because you're going after this doll. I was definitely not a fan of, and I know it's not recasted, I wasn't a fan of this brat right here.
Oh God.
Yeah, he was a jerk.
Yeah, he was.
He was a
Crap.
y'all giving him too much credit. He was a brat. If he was my kid, you ain't talking to me like that. I don't care if I missed your daggone little stupid karate tournament that you have every single week. Actually, it was karate practice. It wasn't a tournament because my daughter had her little thing. I dropped her off and I picked her up. It was a tournament. Somebody from the family will be there. I missed it. Guess what? Papa had to work. That's how I paid for your karate classes. Get out my face. And you're going to sit here. You're going to sit here and you're going to run for me. You're going to run for me and tell me I never keep my promises. Nah, get out my face. Your mom was there. Be happy.
Well,
she don't work. No, Chrissy. Before you interrupt.
No. I was agreeing with you because he is a little bit of a jerk.
He is a jerk.
A little bit.
Even in the scene with Johnny, Johnny was like, "You'll never let me be Turbo Man" or something. The little kids, apparently, he's hogging Turbo Man all the time when they play. So yeah.
Let me tell you what I saw. I saw a hard-working man, right, who's selling whatever he was selling, furniture or something. Hard-working man. Had a nice house, nice car. Taking care of business. Child has clothes. Child has games. Everything's great. And you mean to tell me this wife ain't working? So it's a problem that he can't make it, but she can be there even though you're getting hit on at the same time? No, wasn't a fan of that scene or any of those scenes involving that wife, except for when she hit Phil Hartman at the end. I finally was like, okay, finally you're doing something that a wife should be doing. Because it was obvious the man was trying to sleep with you the whole freaking time. Like, why haven't you done anything about it yet? But women like attention. She was giving him all the signals. That's why he felt comfortable. I felt sorry for him.
You think so? You think so? Oh,
yeah, she gave him all. She led the man on, and then when he was trying to get a little froggy, then all of a sudden, oh no, now I got a friend on you. Now I got a friend on you. Wasn't a fan of that. I'm going too far. Vic, I think I gave you enough time. To finish watching the movie. Go ahead and go with your best scenes and your worst scenes.
No, it's true. All right. So no, just to piggyback off of that. Like this is my best scene.
What is this?
Just this photo right here.
Yeah,
this is the eggnog scene. He needed that. He deserved that. Yeah, and you know why? And the reason why is because it was just building up to that. He definitely deserved it. I love the way. No, I love it. I love the fact that it was her instead of the husband. Because that's something that he definitely deserved. Because he was just going hard on that. And that's one of my favorite scenes. Another scene that I do like is in the beginning of the movie when she says to him, "Oh, did you get the doll?" And then he's like, honestly, I just like the part every single time that they close, there's a close up on his face, and he just makes that face like, "Oh my god." Once when he was once when he first forgot the gift and he was trying to figure out what to do, and then the other time when they were sitting in bed and then he just started she basically said to him, "It's going to be impossible to find it at this point." Right on his face.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Vic. Please, can we?
What?
I can't stand you. I really can't stand you. Vic, please continue.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you. I try to make some good points sometimes, Christopher.
God.
It's hard with this Tom Cruise you surrounded me.
Get out of here.
You were playing Mario 64, but somebody wrote, Christopher Harris wrote, good points, Chris.
You know what's funny?
Chris, you have a fan.
He's not number one fan, but you put this up there, right? And then Vic is like, what's going on? And I saw what he was going on, and I probably put this in the commercial. He was all like this. I was like, are you about to sing Higher Ground? He was all Stevie Wonder right here. I didn't know what was going on.
How do we have another comment here? Uh-oh.
Okay. That's the comment of the night right there.
The kindergarten cop.
I lost my train of thought.
Kindergarten cop.
I'll
tell you why I reminded you of kindergarten
cop. No, you know what? Here's the thing. I was going to say in my final thought.
And one main dumb kid.
Hold on.
Yes, they definitely tried to recreate. They definitely try to recreate what they had in Kindergarten Cop in this movie. You could definitely see that. They really tried to get It's Not a Tumor. That's what they tried to do, but it didn't deliver. Doesn't mean that the movie was bad, but that's what they tried to do. I see that.
When you're done, Vic, because I don't want to interrupt you. Just let me know when you're done so I can highlight something before James goes. I see something I want to highlight.
Go ahead.
Anyway, go ahead. Oh, you ready? Okay. Can we highlight UPR Wrestling's bad guy Jack here, who's wearing a Christmas sweater? Now, can you actually show all of your Christmas sweater? What is that? You said that was a good movie. That's what you said. All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. James, we're on you.
Well, let me just say it's fitting that he's wearing that sweater because both of these movies have something in common. I'll get to that in my final thought. Before I go on to the best of, worst of, or as I like to call it, apparently it's recasted. Chris, I don't give you enough credit because he and I, apparently, we think so much alike. And that's why coming up very soon, I'm going to pick a movie that I think shows how much I respect Chris. And if you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. And that movie is Sherlock Game of Shadows.
I thought I was going to say The Grinch.
No. I said respect Chris. Chris, I respect Chris. You want to know why? Not because I've known him a long time, not because he has got me jobs and he has been there for me, but because of merit. Because of merit. And I say that sincerely. But I don't give him enough credit because Chris pointed out a lot of things in this movie that I found just boggling. But of course, it is the best of worst of. And since I don't have anything good to say about this movie, I'll just go on with my worst stuff. Namely, the dumb wife. Yeah, namely the dumb wife. Yeah, apparently I don't give him enough credit. Namely the dumb wife. Let's start out at the end of the movie when she's with the freak neighbor who, as Chris says rightly, she's been leading on. She gets into an argument in front of the neighbor who she knows has feelings for her or is trying to make a play on her, and then verbally has an argument and disagreement with the husband, and then says within earshot of the husband, "Do you mind if I ride with you?" Number one, I don't want to just say everything is a cause for divorce, but that's a cause for divorce. You need to be sat down. How dare you do something like that to me? Don't ever disrespect me like that. We're supposed to be a unit. Don't do that. Not even joking. Disrespectful. She gets in the car with him. They go down, and by the way, it's supposed to be the Twin Cities. So that's Minneapolis and St. Paul, right? Minnesota. They go down to the annual Christmas parade, which I imagine is akin to the Macy's Day Parade as far as a lot of people showing up, right? She lets her kid, who is a single digit, and the chubby friend who can't run away, who is also a single digit, go down to the parade unaccompanied by anybody. I don't know stupid because I don't hang out with them. But what level of stupid would you have to be to even think that that's acceptable? And you stay in the car with someone who is very close to, I don't want to use the word because of the algorithm, but basically jumping on you.
Mm-hmm.
The worst wife in movie history. Again, there's a reason why they weren't allowed to vote. I want to go on to romantic comedies and family dramas, why I don't like them. They're overly simplistic, and they always make the man the villain. Here's what I saw in this movie. A man who worked his butt off for a family who never said thank you. They had a house that I never grew up in. They had a car that I never had, right? They had luxuries that I never had. I couldn't just say, hey, I want this, I want that, and then expect that I would get it. I didn't have money to take activity, and then 2 weeks later, then I don't even care about it. And you really think that this man is ready to be the new Robin, this boy, because he got a yellow belt? Get the F out of here before I start cursing, all right? The wife did nothing. There wasn't even a meal waiting for him when he got home. So if you know that he's a workaholic, right? If you know that
he's to Unpopular Review.
And excuse me, Chrissy, and that he is absent-minded because he's always working, why didn't you go out on your very easy schedule and pick up the toy that you clearly had enough time? Because you don't do anything. The only time I've ever seen her use the kitchen was when she was making these hard cookies. Let me continue. The toy has been sold out for weeks. It's the hottest toy of the season. That show Turbo Man didn't just premiere 2 weeks ago, yet she says in the dialogue, I asked you to pick up the toy 2 weeks ago. You remember when I was busy doing absolutely nothing, right? Why didn't she go out and get the toy 6 months ago, since all she does is watch the kid watch Turbo Man? There's no answer to that in the script. Why? You know what? Excuse me. Why is he apologizing to his wife when he literally provides for everybody in that household?
They have a single
I
car.
don't like.
There's one car in that household.
This is my turn again. I don't.
I'm just
like,
saying, there's
I
one
don't
car in that
like
household. How is she supposed to pick up this toy
unappreciative
when he has to go to work?
I don't like these romantic comedies. They're never realistic. They're about furthering female fantasies of what they think a relationship is like. The same way that they create propaganda that they give little girls these doll houses, and then they all want to be mothers, and they all think they're going to meet some Prince Charming. And then when the guy doesn't act like they want them to act, they're up in a tizzy. And the minute that the father is like, hey, I was working, I couldn't make it. I'm not going to make everything. And he told her outright, she's ready to go give some play to the neighbor. But on a lighter note, before I get too into my feelings, why is it, as Chrissy said, and as she was just trying to say apparently just now because she kept talking, but why is it that the mother can't recognize the hard accent of her Austrian husband, who I imagine is the only one in Minneapolis who sounds like that, who was standing 2 feet in front of her? Why does the kid, who I imagine is semi-challenged mentally, why does he not recognize who his father is? But lastly, let me just say this, and I kind of hinted on it, and I don't think I really put it the passion in that I should have, as far as what I didn't like about this movie. How come nobody ever said thank you to the husband? Not one person. And to prove my point, Bad Guy Jack brought it up in the coda that I couldn't even wait to see because I was done with it, hence my name Eyelids, because I was ready to go to sleep because it was utter BS, right? She says, hey, it's great that you got the child who can't make money something. I understand that. But why couldn't you get me something? You forgot about me. My question is, what did she give him? Where did she get the money if she got him something? Oversimplistic. I don't like it. Anyway, let's go into our next segment, unless we're going to cut to commercial break, Chrissy.
We are definitely going to cut the commercial break after Chrissy. Chrissy will let you have a rebuttal. So if you want to go, go.
I was just saying that this is a single vehicle household. He takes the car to go to work. How is she supposed to go get a toy? Even though
here we go.
I guess there's no Amazon for her to order and deliver her stuff. This is the early 90s or mid 90s. So
Chrissy,
it was his responsibility to pick up the toy. Wait, who's speaking? Who's speaking?
But please.
I'm speaking now.
Let's see how it goes.
So again, this is a single.
You're telling me that there are no buses,
since I'm speaking,
no public transportation, and that's why she can't work.
There is one car that we're shown.
Let her rebut. Go ahead.
One car that we're shown
in
the whole movie. He's using it to go pick up Turbo Man. How is she supposed? He's going to work. How is she supposed to walk? She's supposed to walk. They live in the suburbs. So, but anyway, we're going to go into our commercial break.
How do they afford
Give us one moment.
How do they afford that?
One commercial break coming right up.
All right. All right. Then I got a rebuttal too, because I want to know how this guy is named Harry. I've never seen somebody named Harry that talks like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this brief commercial break.
Scene was the scene where James Bond is being tortured, because the way that was done was very unexpected and hilarious.
You found it funny?
Man, it was the most hilarious part of the movie.
What in the hell are you?
Yes.
You sick.
He's like, he's in so much pain, and then he's laughing.
To the left. To the left.
I was like, what is this guy doing? What is going on here?
It's gone.
You both know what's at stake here.
There isn't much road left.
Take the bloody shot.
Everybody needs a hobby. So what's yours? Resurrection.
All right, and we're back. We are going straight into our next segment, which is going to be quotables. So who would like to go first?
Oh, screw it. I'll go first.
Wait, Chrissy, what's the rebuttal? Chrissy, what's the rebuttal?
Allow me.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Oh, now It was a hairy thing, but I want to go to quotables because we got some stuff to do. And it's really simple. I have one quote. That's all this movie gets. One quote for me. It's just a stupid little plastic doll. I'm done. Ron, on you.
Put the cookie down now. I thought that was great.
Oh, damn. Damn. That took my quote. Okay, wait. I have another one. And this one came from Booster, actually.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but go.
Jesus, I've been waiting. Jesus, I'm sweating like a Chinese, like a dog in a Chinese restaurant waiting for your sorry butt to show up.
Yeah. With the cigar. He had the cigar in his mouth. And everything. No, that was great.
That was a good one too.
That was great. That was a good one.
That was good.
That was a good one.
All right, so I'll go next. I have
Ron, I love your sweater. Hi, Chrissy, Vic, and Chris.
Hi.
Jingle All the Way also remind me of Dutch.
Huh? Never seen Dutch. What's Dutch?
Dutch is starring Ed O'Neill. It was a movie made back in 1993. It was okay. Who's next? Oh, C. Go ahead, C.
All right. So one of my quotes I have when he's looking for Turbo Man, nobody has it, and they say, "Well, we got plenty of booster." It's like nobody wants freaking booster. I can see myself using that as like a fake silver lining. Yeah, we have plenty of booster. So my next one is going to be from Sinbad because so actually there's my next two. This is from my favorite scene again where he has the homemade bomb and is holding the police hostage or whatever, holding them up at the elevators. He says, "This is a homemade explosive device, and I will blow it up because I work for the post office. So you know I'm not stable."
You know that was another bad scene. That was another bad scene. I forgot to mention that.
No, that scene was hilarious.
He had a bomb. He had a bomb. The guy opens the bomb. The bomb was set off, and I'm thinking, oh, they just murdered people, right?
Yes.
Which Sinbad had no issues with, apparently, right? And then they cut the scene so you can see they're not dead. But
no, he did have an issue. He was saying,
right. Let me finish my quotable. Let me finish. This is what I'm about to say because that's my next quotable. He said, after the explosion goes off, and of course nobody dies. It's a kids movie. It's a family movie. He says, "There was really a bomb. This is a sick world. We're living with sick people."
But he was ultimately he could get arrested for that, which he did, right? A bomb blew up in front of somebody's face. A bomb blew up in somebody's face. The guy didn't die, and everybody else around him was like completely unscathed. That didn't make sense. Even the blast looked like it actually. Can we have some sort of realism? Some sort of realism. That's why I like the
Nah. That's not what this movie's about. Like you're not gonna get. You can't expect Nah.
It's just being overly critical.
I can't respect
overly
like
critical. The blast from outside.
I mean, that's not something that
the whole floor blew up. It literally looked like the whole floor.
Okay, so are we going to get mad at Wile E. the Coyote when they explode with the TNT because it's not realistic? Exactly, for kids. It was made for kids to consume, as was this movie.
First of all, it was not completely made for kids because they made so many sexual innuendos in that movie.
As does Disney movies. There's always a little bit for the adults, a little bit for the kids. That's it. Every
live
movie
action
made for kids.
to a cartoon.
Look at
There are
Shrek.
different rules for live action and cartoon. That doesn't make any sense.
Depending on what type of movie it is. If it's a movie based off of a cartoon, then I can give it some leeway. Simply something like I think. What was it? Inspector Gadget.
Scooby-Doo, yes, because it's couched in that. That's what it's supposed to be. But no, there are two different rules.
I'm glad to see somebody switch their YouTube accounts. See, are you finished your quotables?
Yes.
He knows who it is. Go ahead.
Who is it?
I'm gonna make it
my turn.
Yeah. No, see, she's done it. Yeah, it's your turn, James. Eyelids.
Okay. Well, my first quote is from Charmaine. Ron, I love your sweater. Hi, Chrissy, Vic, and Chris. Charmaine, I don't know what's going on, but I think you just want my attention at this point. And here, I'm going to give it to you, much as the joke is. My name is James. Now, either you hate me or not, in which case I don't care. I'll probably never meet you in real life, but I just wanted to highlight you and give you the attention that you so dearly crave. Clearly, because in every show it's either hi Chrissy or hi whoever else. I extend my name to you, Charmaine. My name is James. I'm the one who. Well, anyway, I won't give you behind the scenes, but I was in your corner, so we'll see if you're in mine. My name is James. But let me salute your quote. Ron, I love your sweater. Chrissy, you're in the comment. Vic, you're there. And Chris, you're there as well. But me, I'm nowhere to be found. Anyway, my second quote, which is actually from this movie, is yeah, the Turbo Man doll. I asked you to pick one up 2 weeks ago. That's the wife. I call her Silhouette.
Here we go.
And then he goes, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger, I call him the beta. He says, there you are. I mean, you thought for a minute I would not do something you tell me? Okay, here's another quote. I have to pick up the DOLL.
James, you got a special hi.
Yeah, it's not Charmaine, but hi, James Brown, FFA alumni Aggies.
It's John Brown.
Yeah, John Brown.
I have a feeling I know.
I don't know all the backstory of that.
I have a feeling. Okay. All right. I have a feeling I know who that is. Go ahead, James.
Oh, look at this. Hold on, wait. We got a comment. There you go, Charmaine. Thank you. Don't erase it. Thank you. Thank you. That's all All right. I have to pick up the DOLL. And then I have that as a quote because I'm thinking this kid who is like 8 or 9 years old, doesn't he go to school? They don't teach him how to spell doll. Anyway, another quote. And as if I didn't have enough pressure in my life, my son sounds me out with some goofy butt toy, some fruity quote robot named Little Man or Turtle Man. Okay, I just highlighted that because in a movie that we did with James Bond, okay, with Tomorrow Never Dies, y'all said it was racist for being for him mocking the karate, but nobody said anything about this being anti-LGBTQIA when he says some fruity toy. That's by your man Sinbad. That aged well, didn't it? Some fruity toy robot named Turtle Man. That's what he said in the movie. Just highlighting it. Anyway, Ted, would you drive us? I have that under disrespectful. Those are my quotes from this movie. Don't blame me. It's in the script. We're going to move on to Recast It, which Chrissy says is my favorite
quotables. What's your favorite? Allegedly.
I can't tell. I don't know.
But we are moving on to Recast It.
Hey, everybody. I just want to say
Actually, we're actually going to play another commercial because we gotta get readjusted because y'all killing me today. I don't know what's going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another brief commercial break. We'll be right back after this message. Y'all need to go to the bathroom, so I don't know what's going on.
One thing that I noticed with this movie, you have
Vic, hold on. Vic is so excited to be on the show, ladies and gentlemen, that he's jumping into our first segment, but we haven't introduced everybody.
We haven't. Go ahead. Sorry.
Here we have the executive consultant. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. I was just waiting my time. You know, Vic was about to go.
Did he do the seat shuffle? Did he do the seat shuffle?
First of all, if he did the seat shuffle, you would have heard it, just like you heard him take his headphones off. But more importantly than that, he started off saying, "Here's the thing." When he said, "Here's the thing," I decided to pour myself a cup of tea because I knew we were going to be here a while. Right? Let me ask you a question. What do you think is more? What do you think is more long-winded? Vic's "Here's my thing" before he goes into a description, or James when he's rebutting somebody's comment? I don't know. Somebody let me know. Let's go ahead and get into the first part we're doing. I don't know. I don't run it.
Here's the thing about MacGyver, right? MacGyver is always in these situations where it figures a way out of the situation. So, like, this movie is very, very, very MacGyver. If everybody understands, like, you know, just the whole culture behind MacGyver, it's just great. But yeah, did you watch this movie?
Who's your recast? I don't know who wrote that comment. This is horrible.
Read the comment out loud and really think about who it is. No, read the comment out loud. Okay.
Steven?
Yeah.
No, come on. No, look at your StreamYard, right?
Oh, it's
so how many times? Anytime you see it more than once, right? Then you know somebody in here did it.
What happened, James? You think I didn't? You think I didn't watch this movie?
Did it got a response? All right, and we're back. And hopefully everyone watched the movie this time. But no, we all have, of course. But we are going to jump into our next segment, which is recasted, which is my favorite segment, not James. He likes quotables. So here we are. Who would like to go first? Okay.
All right.
Recast it. Let Bad Guy.
So this is like my first time ever doing recasts. I've seen you guys do it a few times, and look at that, James. Next time you be the first one. You be the leader of the line.
Yeah, so I just want to be appreciated.
Well, so you are appreciated.
Chrissy, you see what I did there? You recognize that?
No comment.
What, you did something like Doctor Strange?
It's something from TikTok. It's something from TikTok. People
don't mention Doctor Strange on this show.
Oh, okay.
I do right on cue. Right on
but
cue.
Speaking of, we didn't even call this out. The villain in Doctor Strange was the villain in James Bond, the last movie. Same actor. Anyway,
he wasn't really a villain in Doctor Strange. He just had crust in his eyes.
He was an anti-hero.
He needed some lotion. Some cocoa butter.
Lotion fixes everything.
I wasn't a fan of him in Doctor Strange, so I kind of blocked him out of my memory in Doctor Strange because he plays Lashif so well that some random person in Doctor Strange.
He'll also be replacing Johnny Depp in the new Harry Potter movies. But anyway, recast it. Sorry, go right ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
That's to answer your question. To answer your question, James. Go ahead, Ron. You're recasting. James and Chrissy are so rude. James and Chrissy.
No, they're great. They're cool. So like, I've seen you guys do the recast, and I really didn't at first I didn't know who I wanted to recast. I didn't know if I wanted to do the little boy. I didn't know if I wanted to do. So I'm just gonna go with Arnold. I'm gonna go with his character. There was a few people they probably could have replaced him with. Being the dad, they probably could have got Tim Allen and maybe a bunch of other generic 90s guys, but 90s dads. So I went with, I felt like they wanted an action hero for this. No, I didn't want Arnold.
Wait a minute. Who is
I didn't want Arnold to be replaced by Arnold.
No, when you say that, you have to put Arnold up, and then we're going to put things.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's so good to see you're watching our show. Go ahead.
Well, busted. But yes, I would replace Arnold with Sylvester Stallone. I think it would be hilarious. I think especially the spot where he punches the reindeer. He could even make a reference to the Rocky movie, talking about how he beat meat and stuff like that, and the deer was the hardest thing he's ever punched. So I don't know. I just think that Sylvester Stallone would have been a really interesting recast.
Who?
I am the law.
I knew you were going to say something. I knew it. You never lets anything go.
I was going to
Chrissy, how dare you?
Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go.
I enjoy doing the show so much. I want you all to know that, seriously.
I do too.
I can't stand any of you, but I enjoy doing the show. I want you to
was that your only recasted?
That was my only one. That was the only one I got.
Thank you, Bad Guy Jack, for being part of the show.
Hey, no problem. Hey, thanks for accepting me on the show.
All right. I was looking for. All right, I'll go next. I was looking for a photo of it, but I'll just let you guys use your imagination.
Oh, Lord.
I'm great at that.
Or I'm literally just gonna have to steal somebody's photo. But
no. Then let him go last. Let him go last. Don't ruin mine. Let him go last. Vic, go last.
No, I'm not gonna go on yours. Don't worry. I'm not gonna go on yours.
No.
So now this guy.
Are you sure this isn't your favorite segment? Because you are pretending.
Because I really think about it.
Don't worry.
I want everybody to know Charmaine.
I got it.
Charmaine disagrees with Ron. All right. So
all right, most women do.
Again, shots fired.
Oh, that's what smells like chicken over here. Got it.
Poor Vic. Vic, what's your recast then? Let us
not his recast. Let somebody else's.
Oh, okay.
Vic, let James go first.
Right.
No, I've never seen that. Go, Vic.
So for this kid right here,
we're about to get flagged.
Right? for this kid right here, I would recast him with.
Here we go. Here we go.
Who is that?
It's a silhouette.
Because this kid is the worst actor in the world. Like, this kid is just terrible at acting. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, no,
Did
this
we
kid.
watch Halloween with that little horrible actor in that movie.
The kid was just horrible. Now, secondly,
I disagree.
Look, rebuttal for recasting as usual.
So my other recasting would be for actually not just the kid, but Arnold as well, both of them as a team, and I would take them out and replace them with these two.
Oh,
Harry.
What was that? Liar, liar.
The claw.
Yeah, I would definitely replace them with these two. I feel like these two would make that movie better, and that simply is because of Liar, Liar. Because Liar, Liar is pretty much a very similar story where dad is just like, doing what he can, but nobody got blown up, somewhat blown up. But like this movie was like a cartoon. Anyway, I'll say that in my final thoughts. But yeah, I'll definitely replace them. And then, my last one for this guy right here. Actually,
why do we have to show the Pornhub shop?
Right, you want to see your brown history.
No, that was one of the best parts. I mean, like,
I'm saying is
that's his fault.
There's a couple things with that photo.
Non-alcoholic eggnog.
One of that ends up being a thumbnail. We're getting flagged. That's one, right? Second of all, that is definitely a Bang Bros.
No, that was actually a screenshot. No, we're lucky because that was a screenshot.
Okay.
But I would replace him with
big Austrian
this
man.
guy.
Oh, Steven?
Was Steven Pena?
Right. Steven is in every episode.
So,
now.
because this
Chris,
guy.
is that you laughing at Steven Pena? Chris, why are you laughing at him, buddy?
No,
Don't do that.
Stop.
that's not Steven Pena, man.
It is Steven Pena. We recast him.
What are y'all doing?
No.
I remember.
Wonderful recasting.
Oh man, hold up.
What are y'all
Should have
doing?
recasted the boy who played Big Daddy.
Which movie is that, Charmaine?
Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
Is that the one with Adam Sandler?
Oh yeah, with Adam Sandler. Yeah, that would have been a much better kid. That
Great recasting, Charmaine. All right. So
look,
is that the end of your recasting?
Chris starts with the foolishness, okay? No, I have a few. Let's start with my favorite character in this movie.
I thought C was about to go. C was about to go, right?
I thought you already went.
I haven't gone.
Go ahead. You want to go? Go ahead.
No, but she was about to go. Go ahead.
Well, I just have three. So my first one, when I was thinking about this movie, only three. Come on now, this is my movie. I can pick three if I want to pick three. So my first one I was thinking of when I said, okay, if they were to do this in a modern version, I would recast our main characters here, Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I said, who could do this if it was like a modern day? And instantly I said,
oh, I know it.
Right there.
I give you credit because that's who they would pick.
Yes, that's for sure who they would pick. I said, this is the recasting for 2020. Boom. And I also thought, okay, well, if I'm going to recast them, there's another character had a minor role, but I would recast him as well. There was a gentleman in the Santa Claus suit, and as Chris will call him, the final boss. This gentleman right here. I think he's a wrestler. I'm not sure, but his face looks like a wrestler.
Bill
Big
Show. He is
the Big Show.
Big Show.
That was Big Show. I knew that was Big Show. Yo, that's crazy.
If they wanted to, a bit of fan service. Now, this gentleman is older now, but I think he could play the role. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He could come out as the final boss. You know, he just did Dark Fate, the Terminator movie, so he's still in shape, still looking good. And I feel like it would be nice to have him if they did this movie again, just to have him in there in some capacity.
With CGI, yeah.
No, he's not. He could do it. He was very capable in in Dark Fate. Still was good.
Yeah, with CGI.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they could add him in there.
Yeah, I know.
See, my salute to your recast. It was just for the first one, but please, your third.
Yeah. So my final recasting for this movie is going to go out to one gentleman here. Let me see if I got it here. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Sorry. So anyway, there's one character that we've all been brought up at one time or another during this episode, and that's going to be for our guy Ted, aka Stephen Pena. So if I had to recast him, I was thinking this man right here. If it wasn't for this character's Christian values, I feel like he would make a great Ted, and I almost feel like they based this character off of this character, which is Ned. Ned Flanders.
Wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah.
You can see it. We all can see it here.
You know what though? I don't see Ned Flanders trying to take somebody's wife.
That's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for his Christian values, this would be Ned and Ted, one and the same.
You know who? It could be Quagmire.
Oh, Facts. Yeah, that's a good one too. But the look, it was something about the look. They look the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of my recasting, guys.
Yeah.
I had to give credit. It was less tomfoolery for you this week, Chrissy. I was
fantastic. My recastings
somewhat impressed.
Awesome.
No, 1.5 out of 3 is not bad for you, Chrissy. Seriously.
1.5.
Really I'll give her 3 for 3.
Thank you. Thank you.
Replace Sinbad with Medea.
Who said replace Sinbad with Medea?
Andrew Dickens said, "I'm trying to show you," but Chris was taking it down. Chris is
Andrew. Well, tune in next week.
How you know it's me? I know it's you.
How you know it's me? It was, but there's like 4 other people.
Yeah, it was. But how did I know?
James, go ahead and recast it.
All right. Well, listen. Can I just show somebody who we haven't shown in a long time, but they were very, very close.
The puppy.
Hi.
Y'all talk about
put that comment up, please, one more time, please.
This man got more.
I don't know. We're being followed by real estate people. American Dream Real Estate. You can find them where? I wonder. Could you find them in New York City, in the greater metropolitan area? Look them up, ladies and gentlemen. Are they a sponsor of the show? Is the better question.
We're sponsored by American Dream Real Estate.
Yeah, are they sponsoring the show? Is this Bustelo? Is this Bustelo in this cup? Anyway. Somebody that we haven't brought up a long time, but I want to say, hey, we're thinking about you. They were close to being recasted in this episode is Teacup. Hi, Teacup. I just want to say hi to you. I'll leave it to you who they could have played. Now, we already brought him up. His real name is Jake Lloyd. He's not a kid anymore, so I don't mind trashing him. But here he is in this movie. Look at that dumb face. Huh?
Oh no!
He doesn't look like that now. He just looked like it then. He had a dumb face.
No,
you know he complained. Yeah, yes, he did, Chrissy. He had a dumb. It's okay. You got to tell kids the truth. Anyway, this dumb face looking kid in this movie kept complaining, and he complained so much. I said to myself, "Where's this one at?" You turned Padme against me.
And a kid.
If he didn't get that toy, he was going to choke his mother like that. That's what I waited for that scene because I said I want to choke the mother. She was annoying me so much. Just choke her out, Arnold. Just one time, just choke her. Just think we get terminated. Just choke her out.
It's so odd that you did that because he just got recasted as Darth Vader for upcoming Obi-Wan series. So.
We mentioned her before, and some people might think, based on my energy that I talked about her, that I hated her. But listen, let's bring up Silhouette. Here we go, Silhouette.
Silhouette did
absolutely nothing. She stood there complaining. all the little kid heard was that's what the little kid heard. And Arnold was like, B, I'm at work. I'm trying to make this money so you can make cookies all day. That's, he said, get in the chopper. That's what he was saying, right? And in this movie, this was Arnold. And that's fine. He's holding a candy cane in this den of thieves with Santas who are wearing nothing but underwear underneath because they're making drugs. They're cooking drugs. right? Chrissy, why are you wearing that Santa hat? Are you cooking? Never mind. Anyway.
No.
Oh.
But this Arnold in this movie really should have been played by this person. It's Beta. Beta male, not alpha, beta male. And I was so sad because I said, this is how we first met Arnold, Mr. Olympia. He's not a beta. This Arnold, T2, Commando, right? Predator. Look at the cigar. He doesn't care. Honey badgers don't sweat, right? He's not a beta. Even now, look at him. He looks like he's thinking about choking Silhouette. Look at him. Don't he look like he want to choke her? He made me make that movie. I wouldn't choke you. But instead, we got this one. And I was so disappointed. So anyway, those are my three, right? Silhouette, Anakin Skywalker, and the Universal Beta in this movie. There you go. Oh, and
Wonderful.
as always, special
Little tomfoolery.
Stephen Pena. Special mention.
I think so. I didn't agree with Ron's. I somewhat agree with Vic's. I thought Steve's was pretty good, and you brought up the tomfoolery. So now I'm glad you went right before me because now I have to bring dignity back to this. Right?
The kid looks like David Sanderson.
I'm
Let's see a
surprised.
picture of David Sanderson and then put up Jake Lloyd. Chris, I know you have the picture. You keep it around. You keep it handy. Let's see David. Come on, let's
Don't
do
do
it.
this to David.
On
Don't do this to
her
David.
comment. Let's do it. Let's see David Sanderson.
I'll do it after the recasting. How about
Just show the black candle, as you say, Chris, and then here's Jake Lloyd one more time. Why are you laughing, Chris?
All right, because you want me to show the kid that lit the black flame candle. So
There you go.
okay.
Now let's see
All
David
right.
Sanderson. Can we see David? You
Yeah,
showed
we
him
can-
in the
we can
last
see it.
commercial during our entertainment show. I've never seen.
Go
him
ahead.
in his show. Anyway, Chris, you got recasted. I'm sorry.
Let Chris do his recast.
No, he wants me to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I was instructed to do. That's the kid. That's
There
the
you go.
very
That's
own
him now. That's Jake
technician.
Lloyd now.
Poor David.
That's our very own technician, David Sanderson, who's making his first appearance on the show. All right, so I got a few people. So here's one that I want to highlight. Where you at? There you are. Let's bring you up here. What's up, buddy? This is who C Superior. Why? I didn't even do anything yet. This is who C Superior
loving the
said
picture that
on
you
the show. Oh yeah. Because I was like, who could be that goofy to play him? C Superior stole it from me, but hey, I'm gonna put it back up.
Yeah.
When I was looking at this movie, there were so many times he was doing something, and I was like, Kevin Hart. This is made for Kevin Hart. I didn't get the Rock connection, so I have to give C Superior a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit for that. All right, that's one. Okay. Once again, dignity. That's what I do. That's what I bring to this. Okay. Who else are we going to replace? Oh, I know who we're going to replace. I don't see her in here, so we're going to go to somebody else. That's what we're going to do. Where's that?
Great
little
job.
Dignity.
Right. Always prepared. We love it.
I forgot. You know what? Because I forget her name. What is that wife's name?
Silhouette.
The Silhouette. This was her originally, but this is her after coming back from Miami with Chris and seeing Dr. Curve.
Well, actually, it's funny that you put that up there because that's exactly who needs to be recast. There you go. That Silhouette. Yes, exactly. That is who needs to be. That's who that woman is because that's all she did in this movie. She was just there just to say, "Hey, there's a mom in this." Because Lord knows she was an absentee mom. She couldn't go buy toys, right? She's letting her child go into a crowd of people, all types of murderers and rapists and stuff like that, because she want to go around and hang out with this man. So what can I say? So what can I say? No. This is that person. Speaking of and I guess it was a trend. Now that I think about it, that person. Yeah, here it goes. Where are we at? It's too many pictures. Thank you so much, people. All right, so you might be thinking once again that I'm talking about Phil Hartman's character, Ted. I'm not. I'm talking about the two women that were right next to him because I don't know how many times they showed up in the movie. They were all over the place. There was a reason. Ted had a type. That's all I gotta say. Ted had a type of the person that he wanted. All right. What else we got? Oh, my favorite and your favorite, right? There we go. Stop erasing the pictures because you're messing me. You're messing me up. Here's who I have to replace that guy. Boom.
Oh wow!
Yep. And you know,
yes.
yeah. And you know why I'm picking that guy?
Hell yeah!
Why?
I know why.
When people, because all he did in that movie is he saw dead people. I saw dead people in this movie. Here they are, right here.
A mess.
These are the people.
No.
These are the people that should have died in that movie, right? So I saw dead people. I also saw me watching this movie. And it's like, wow, am I dead? So I definitely understood why I picked this person. But in case you need further recasted of that guy, let me give you somebody else. So where is he at? Can you highlight that little small brat guy? Where's he at? Highlight the small brat for me, Kirsty.
Him?
There you go. Yeah, him. All right. So the funny thing, God dang it. All right, never mind. Take him off.
What in the?
Did somebody
Hold on.
upload Toy Man?
No. Good job for doing your work.
I did my work. I gotta do my work sometimes, you know. I'll be somewhat prepared. I do a lot, okay? Do a lot.
You said the toy?
All right, so yeah, the toy. Where you at?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. I just did it. That's why. Yeah, see what you're doing. So anyway,
It's Turbo.
This guy was the cause of so much damage. So much damage. Everybody was going around hitting people with balls, children being molested because they were just trying to get this doll.
Wait, what?
Right?
What?
Y'all didn't see Arnold try to molest that kid because the kid had
the ball in it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That was crazy.
That's what Santa got it. So I was like, hey, it's 2020. What is causing all this destruction now besides COVID? Here it is right here. This is the Turbo Man of 2020, PlayStation 5. That's one. And then last but not least, now we highlight that dude. What's his name? Arnie, or the little brat. Where's he at? All right. Okay. This guy was such a brat in this movie and caused so much crap. This is him now. This is his mugshot.
Wow.
This is his mugshot because that guy asked for too many Turbo Men. It caused too much destruction. They finally
remember your failure.
Wow.
They finally got him.
That's Mr. Turbo time?
Yeah, poor guy.
That's
what happens when he didn't get Turbo Man.
Force.
That is exactly what happened. Ladies and gentlemen,
many might consider a natural.
Run it
On to a commercial break before final thoughts.
We're going up for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Here's another thing that I thought was one of my favorite scenes that might surprise you all because it surprises me. And I'm surprised I'm even going to put this, but hey, it was a good scene.
Yes.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, James and I have talked about recreating scenes in this daggone movie. I can tell you, in any movies, I can tell you, I have tried to recreate that scene every single time I'm at a beach unsuccessfully.
Exactly. I said to myself, I want to be this dude and do that.
And it's like almost the opposite of the Pierce Brosnan part, because before, usually that would have been the introduction of the Bond girl coming out the water, slick, glistening skin, but they kind of flipped it on its head and they made, okay, James is the one out here, snack.
How you doing, America? What can I get for you?
Does Santa really work in the North Pole?
No, he don't work. He lays on the couch and he drinks all day. He's trifling. I have to pay all the bills. He kind of like your mama. Now, bye. Next. Oh, not you. Look how you jumped on. I'm talking to you. Go see him, Medea Christmas. You're going to enjoy yourself.
And there we are. This upcoming week is Medea's Christmas, picked by your very own the executive consultant. So there you go. The Grinch has picked Medea's Christmas.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good pick. But anyway, let's see. We're going to our final thoughts. Let's go into our final thoughts.
All right, so Spider Jack, you are the guest, so you go ready and go first.
Plain and simple, it's a really enjoyable movie. Thumbs up. Yes, it's cheesy. Yes, it's some in the 90s. Yes, there's a lot of unrealistic stuff in this movie, but I enjoyed it. And even as an adult, I can still watch it, laugh, because I'm easily tickled. So, yes, thumbs up for the movie.
All right. Okay, so we got one thumbs up, and we're going to get another because I picked the movie. I think it's a great movie, even though I don't always give thumbs up to the movies I pick, unlike the rest of my cast members. But I will say this is a great family film for Christmas. If you're looking to have a good time, you're drinking eggnog by the fire, you want to entertain your kids, throw on Jingle All the Way. Everyone will have fun. The parents will have fun. The kids will have fun. It's just a great holiday movie, and it's a classic, as was mentioned by one of our viewers earlier in the show. It's a classic Christmas film. So for me, I'm going to have to give it the thumbs up it deserves. Wonderful film. Watch it every year. Who's next?
Here we go.
That'll be Vic.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. All right. There's a couple of things that this movie made me think about, and honestly, it's things that I do not miss. And that is the rat race of the time between Black Friday and Christmas in order to get last minute Christmas deals, and like all this running around and all this stress over getting gifts and making the kid happy and doing whatever it takes to make sure that the kid has that gift under the tree under Christmas morning, and just that programming. That whole thing I definitely do not miss. That whole situation, that the way that it was back in the 90s, where you literally had to run around and try to find, whatever it is that you could. I definitely do not miss that. Thank God for the internet. And when I have children, I'm going to be like, listen, you better tell me on July 4th what you want, because you know what I mean? Right after you get your report cards and all of that. But with that being said, it just reminded me of things of the past that I didn't like. However, you can't take this movie too seriously. It feels like a cartoon above all else, especially with Turbo Man flying around and the jetpacks and the this and the that. You really can't take it seriously. It's a fun movie. It's a cute movie. It's something to just watch with the family. It's hilarious. Sinbad is the highlight of this movie. But then at the same time, like the whole thing was like another man putting my star on the tree. Yeah. My house, like, come on, man. That's a little, you know what I mean? Like, clearly the guy was after his wife, but the guy went extra hard with that. So those parts I didn't like. At the end of the day, though, even though I rambled on this one, I still give it a thumbs up.
All right. 4 thumbs up so far. Let's see if it continues.
3 thumbs up, all thumbs up. And now we're going to the person whose name is Eyelids. Let's see if it continues.
Now, let me just full disclosure. Eyelids, because I wanted to sleep while watching this movie, and I wanted to stare at my eyelids. Said that this is a holiday classic. She grew up watching this movie in her household. That's why she picked this film. And when she thinks Christmas, she thinks this movie. I think of another Christmas classic. It's called The Addams Family. And growing up, I used to watch that, and that's more my thing. I like that noirish. I like that black comedy. Wednesday Addams was my first crush, right? And Christina Ricci is still gorgeous. So there you go. I make good choices. Now, to answer this question, though, as far as what I thought of this movie, imagine Chrissy saying to me, "Hey, James, you could do anything you want. You can watch any movie. Do you want to watch Jingle All the Way?" And this is what I would say to her. I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a boat. I will not eat them in the rain, not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with the fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with the mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. And I won't read the rest because we don't want to get flagged. But let me just say, it's a thumbs down for me.
A mess. So apparently we mislabeled the executive as the Grinch. because we have another Grinch this evening, which is Eyelids over there. So 1 thumbs down from Eyelids.
Stella!
Let's see.
Stella agrees with me. This movie was trash.
Stella is misinformed. So thank you for watching, though. We appreciate the views. Leave us a like.
All right, so let's go ahead and go with some facts. On the IMDb.com, it got a 5.6 out of 10. It cost $60 million to make, $120 million worldwide. 60 of it came from the United States. Mild success, right? What I can say is that 24 years later, can anybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
24 years later, right? This movie is still talked about. I still hear about this movie, right? Because it affected some people. They really did like it. A lot of people love this movie. When you love it, you love it. When you hate it, however, you hate it. Case in point, Eyelids, as he was going on his 1 minute / 17-minute rant earlier. All right, you have to look at the mechanics of this movie. I understand why people say this movie should not be taken that seriously. They did some strange things that you'll never see happen in real life. The bombing situation I brought up, the Santa Claus situation, him putting on a jetpack and flying through the city situation. Okay, the fact that nobody recognized this guy is completely not the person that's supposed to put on the Turbo Man outfit. All right, all this stuff is not to be taken seriously. A reindeer running through the house getting punched, and then you're pouring them alcohol. All this is not to be taken seriously. Did it have some jokes? Yes. Did it have some good acting in this movie from Phil Hartman, Sinbad, and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yes, it did. Did I find myself chuckling? Yes, I did. The bad. I watched this movie. I did not enjoy this movie. I did not like this movie. It was about Christmas, which is a terrible holiday. All right. It was celebrating a false holiday to get a toy to a bratty kid who did not deserve to have a toy for Christmas. Why? Because he was a brat. He needed to be slapped. He had everything he wanted. He was wearing clothes. He had food in his belly. I'm sure he had other toys, but all he wanted was a freaking doll. Why? Because anybody who doesn't have it is a loser. This is how you reward people? This man goes around busting his butt every day so much that he doesn't even remember he's not talking to people. He has to say, "You're my favorite customer," because he's trying to provide for his family. And nobody says, "Thank you." Good point, James. Nobody says, "Thank you." Are you kidding me? What? And he has to feel bad? No, I don't accept that. So even if I were to take away everything, including people blowing up and dying, even if I was going to take away all of that, I can't get past the message that was sent in this movie, which is why I don't like the new Star Trek. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me if this movie getting a thumbs up or a thumbs down for me, it gets a resounding thumbs down.
This guy gives See No Evil a thumbs up, but gives this movie a thumbs down. Okay.
See No Evil is not Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, but it's a horrible movie where this one is a good one. But okay.
You know what? I can't relate to See No. I'm sorry. I could not relate to See No Evil until I saw this movie. Then I did see evil. I saw evil from the wife. I saw evil from the child. I saw evil from Ted. I saw evil from Ron because he actually gave this movie a thumbs up. I saw evil from you.
Oh, you just wanted to call me out. Hi.
No, I saw evil from you because you actually picked this movie. I saw evil from Vic because he wasn't even paying attention half this episode and he cleared his throat. I
was paying attention.
I saw a lot of evil in this movie.
What do you mean?
I was paying attention. And your 6 YouTube accounts was paying attention. I'll give you that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm taking Vic's job. Vic, take us home.
Hey man, what do you mean? All I'm doing is just trying to make sure get our numbers up. But anyway, thank you once again, everybody, for joining us on another episode of Unpopular Reviews. This was a great movie. I enjoyed this movie, and we had a lot of fun talking about it. So join us next week when we talk about Medea, and it's going to be great. And no, because here's the thing, like
he did it.
Like, here's the thing, we're gonna next week. Join us next week. Have a good night.